Oilers up 3-1, visit the Golden Knights. Dodgers touted rookie pitcher Roki Sasaki on the injured list with right shoulder impingement, an injury similar to one he had in Japan last year.
Specializing in simple and affordable rentals, McCurry Van and Car Rental can make sure you have just the right vehicle for your next family vacation, weekend getaway, or if you just need transportation while your vehicle is being repaired. McCurry carries Ford Transit vans and Mercedes Sprinter vans, trucks and work vans, and more. And they offer discounted rental rates for long-term rentals. Now with 4 locations: Athens, Muscle Shoals, Coleman, and Huntsville. Log on McCurryRentals.com to make your reservation now. That's McCurryRentals.com.
Hold your block until the whistle blows.
From SEC Media Days to the National Championship Game.
This was a great team win.
We are 97.7 ESPN, The Zone. Joe Hunk, John Abraham, 256-576-4977. Welcome to the Blitz.
Hello and welcome in to the Blitz. John Abraham, Joe Hung, 2 hours straight of sports talk here on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. 1 hour on ESPN Winchester and all day over on WZZN TV as you're able to watch all of your local programming here in the Tennessee Valley. Oh, by just clicking a few buttons, maybe subscribing, maybe liking and commenting with us over in the chat box, as I believe Matthew is already doing, because we got a little notification over there. Either way, we'll get into that and so much more today, as well as your phone calls.
Educated guess right there.
256-576-9777 is the number to hop on and join us. And as always, this show is presented by the wonderful people over at Fleming Roofing and Restoration, the guys you need to talk to about all of your roofing needs. If you're having any roofing problems, make sure you look them up online at FlemingHSV.com to fill out your free quote today. And remember that Fleming always shows up.
This morning when I was leaving the my subdivision that I lived in, God, it sounded pretentious. It was
subdivision, but I live
subdivision. Look, subdivisions now are literally just apartments that just have some grass around them. That's really all they are.
Yeah,
because they're all tight spaces now.
Yeah,
but
maybe a cul-de-sac as well.
Yeah, actually, we do live in the cul-de-sac.
Of course.
Anyways, 3 different houses were getting their roofs worked on.
Really?
As I was leaving to head this way.
How many of them had the Fleming roofing truck?
Well, there was only one truck, so I'm going to assume that the same company was doing it for all of them, and I think it was Fleming.
You thought? Okay, you think it was Fleming? Okay, because if it wasn't, then those people, I mean, they haven't been listening to the show.
I think it was Fleming.
But if it was Fleming, then you would know the red and black trucks that they got driving around. So just, put a needle in that one. Joe, today's one of those days where I'm looking at the stories, and yes, there are some pretty historic stories coming across. But today's one of those days where you're just like, you know what? I'm really itching for some football,
Well, and yes.
And for me, I don't know what it is. Whenever we started out the show, it felt like I had an eyelash in both of my eyes. I got very flowy eyelashes. And I was just like, oh, why'd this have to happen? I'm just trying to get the show set up. And I got like 2 eyes that are very, very uncomfortable at the moment.
Use the third eye. Or is it blind?
Oh, okay. Let me just. I just lift up my hair and there's the third eye.
Dr. Strange, calm down, buddy.
But I gotta admit, seeing the Cavs lose last night, it's satisfying in some way. But
who hates the Cavs?
I don't think anybody hates the Cavs.
Like, look, this isn't a LeBron Cavs team. Look, I get it. I'm looking into the camera on WZZN TV. You can see it on ESPN Winchester as well. We've got it there on their social feed. Just go in and follow them on X. Follow us on 97.7 ESPN. I still have not watched one single second of NBA basketball. I mean, all year. Like, all year. I don't think I've watched. I may have watched one Bulls game. I may have. And that was probably back in January.
You're a Chicago Bulls fan?
I'm a kid of the 90s. What do you think?
No, okay.
Yeah, I'm a kid of the 90s, please. So, yeah, which, again, is probably another reason why I've not been even caring about the NBA in over a decade. But I'm going like, who hates the Cavs? By the way, Cavs are going to be a part of the Cover 5 today.
Ooh, very excited.
Cavs will be a part of it.
I say it's satisfying just because it was like that one team that I do like. I like the Cavs, and I hate going against the team that I like, but I look forward to the matchup that's going to be the Pistons and the Knicks. But we also are still pending the Knicks, and I think they're going to be able to nick off their last little bit of annoyance, which is the Celtics, who, yes, without Jason Tatum, probably have no chance of winning, but there is always a chance. This is sports we're talking about. Joe, with the one with the reins in their hand.
Yeah, I have a question here. Back here in the back, Coach.
What's up?
Pistons are in the playoffs.
I meant the Pacers. Sorry.
Okay, no, seriously,
Slipped up.
I genuinely went. Look, I know I don't pay attention to it, but I know I had seen the Pistons name.
Good call.
I was really kind of curious.
That's a good catch right there, Joe.
I was like, dang, this team sucked like 2 years ago. Like, what kind of change did they
there
make?
was a chance that they could have got this far in the
They get like one player from OKC, or not OKC, but Oklahoma State, and next thing you know, they are legit.
Yeah,
I didn't know. That's why I had to ask the question.
We'd need to go to our residential Michigan fan, aka Wolverine Dan, if we want to talk any Pistons. But the Pacers, sorry, my B. But yeah, I it's just the only reason it's satisfying is because I only want one team to care about, and that's the NBA we're talking about. So I don't really want to care about any of the teams.
I'm still shocked we've talked this much about the NBA. And for somebody again that I don't
looking forward to
it. Yeah.
For Jason Tatum though, it is going to be a long trek back to healthy, as he did end up tearing some things that you don't want to tear, especially not at his level of play. It was his Achilles, so it'll be a little bit. Non-contact injuries suck. Let me tell you.
Well, no, you knew the moment it was a non-contact, you knew it was either Achilles or ACL, one of those two, because that happens. But he had surgery on it yesterday. Like he went out the doors and went straight to a hospital, and they just started cutting.
Like, all right, here we go.
Or piecing together more than cutting. But it was quick how quickly that took place and that surgery happened.
Yeah. And I also was very satisfied to see yesterday the A's absolutely obliterate the Dodgers. And Joe, you were talking about this a little bit before, the Dodgers having a little bit more injury problems, which this is why we're seeing this team kind of falter a little bit. You got a lot of high quality names, but once you lose one or two of them, that's kind of when the season starts going downhill. But the Athletics of all the teams, the 22-20 Athletics, the Sacramento Athletics at that, win 11-2.
They're just the Athletics.
No, I mean, they're in Sacramento.
They're just the Athletics.
Come on. You can't not have a team name, like a city to the team. Come on.
Well, and the Dodgers part of it, the injuries, this is what I was talking to you about earlier, because I want to say when this was happening, I talked about it on air because I feel like this was something I would dive deep into. Mm-hmm. But the Roki Sasaki injury that he has, that they put him on the IL, that he's not going to, they have no clue at what a timetable would be, because it's a right shoulder impingement. And it says an injury similar to the one that he had in Japan last year. This was the issue with bringing and paying Roki Sasaki what you paid him, because he only had maybe one season.
Yeah.
In Japanese baseball from 21 to 24, where he pitched in every single game that he was supposed to start. He missed numerous games because of injuries. And anytime that you were ever watching a video, because again, you have to watch them in English. You can't just, let me turn it on to Japanese ESPN. Like anytime you watched it, it would always say when the Marines were coming up and they were talking about them and they were saying, how good is this pitching staff going to be? It was always, depends on how healthy Roki Sasaki is going to be through the season. That was every bit of it. So yeah, it's when he is on and he is healthy, he is dominant, which is the reason why the Dodgers paid this much for him. He is not a reliable pitcher. If anything, the Dodgers may have just signed this guy to become their next closer, because he may only really be good for 1 or 2 innings. He's not a guy that's going to be this way to see it. And look, his ERA, again, outside of what he's pitched right here in Japan, it never got above like a 2.3. Like, it is amazing at how good this guy was.
Like a closer would be pretty good for him, honestly.
No, it would be. The velocity he has, the movement on the ball, coming in and trying to see that in the 8th and or 9th inning. He's a guy that you can pitch for 2 innings. when it's a health issue like this, he could be a dominant closer in Major League Baseball if they decide to go that route with him. But it's crazy. And also the Marines also played a cool
Nobody
stadium.
knows what you're talking about. The Marines.
The Chivalatte Marines,
yes.
which is the MPB. They play in a baseball stadium that is literally up against the bay. It's like AT&T. Well, it's not AT&T Stadium anymore. Oracle Arena, which is now Oracle Park. Yeah, it's like Oracle Park. It's like you walk out the back and you're right at the bay in Japan. It's beautiful.
You're talking like you've been there before.
I've seen so many videos now. My wife.
Like I have. What are you talking about? I play against them every other game.
Every single time. I'm already through my second season. I'm just now actually learning how to play the game. It took me a year. No, it was. My wife and I are sitting and talking, and she goes, "You know what? Now that we're done having kids, maybe we can plan a trip, because we've talked about all these places that we want to go to, and we were going to go to before we started having kids. Like, we had plans to go to Disney, and then my wife got pregnant with Anderson, and then we said, you know what? When she gets about 3, let's go ahead and start planning another trip to Disney." No, we decided to get pregnant one more time. So I'm like,
know, there's a Disney World or Disneyland or something like that in Japan, right?
There is. So we've been talking about these, but she and I also, there's multiple places we've always wanted to go. But I'm really trying hard to go to Japan next year.
You definitely should.
I am so trying so hard to try to go to Japan next year.
And I'll say this, looking at the chat right now, Steve's in. It makes it very difficult to know that there's multiple people. Steve said, so I'm a Browns fan, but I'm not a Cavs fan.
He's an Abraham, man. Do you know how weird that family is?
You understand this? I have no affiliation with any other Cleveland teams. All right. Outside of the Cleveland Browns, no affiliation.
I would be okay if you were not a Cleveland Guardians fan, because honestly, I don't think there are Cleveland Guardians fans. They're still Cleveland Indians fans, but they're not Cleveland Guardians fans. I would love to see the amount of merchandise that is purchased online right now from fans that are buying Cleveland Indians gear in Cleveland compared to the amount of fans that are actually buying Cleveland Guardians gear in the city of Cleveland throughout their shops. I would love to see that number. I absolutely would. Understand you're not being a fan of them. Understand if the whole Cavs thing, I kind of can get, but at the same time, you grew up in a period of time when the Cavs were good.
Yeah.
I mean, you grew up basically, your memories of the NBA is nothing but LeBron.
You're not wrong about that one. He was on the Cavs for the longest time. Whenever I was, 10, I got up to 10 years old. He was already on the Miami Heat.
Yeah, then he goes to Miami and he has the big 3. He goes there for 4 years. He comes back to
Cleveland,
wins the championship.
Yeah, I mean, it's just It was just
They won a championship.
I never focused on this guy. I wasn't a fan of LeBron growing up. I wasn't a fan of the basketball growing up. Any team, the only team that I really cared about was the Memphis Grizzlies. And I'm not even a fan of them anymore. And now the Knicks are kind of just like, oh, my brothers talk about it. My dad talks about it. I'm like, oh, yeah, the Knicks are all right. I'll watch a game here and there. It's still the NBA to me. I still don't focus too much on it. You know what I do focus on, Joe? NFL schedules. Anything NFL. I do.
Bull.
You say you don't. I do. Okay.
Bull.
I could go back last year, the year before that. Titans reenacting the exact same thing they did that one time that hit gold, and then they just tried to keep doing it again. I love the schedule releases. I love when teams, find something, they grab onto it. The videos are amazing.
The videos are cool.
There's sometimes when teams strike gold and they can keep striking gold. There's other times whenever I say this before, the Titans did what they did. They tried to recreate it.
And they couldn't.
The second time, it just wasn't.
No, second time, it was nowhere close to as funny. It really, really wasn't. First time, absolutely hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it was. I mean, I got to talk to some of those digital people and the ideas. They said that they sat in a room for forever. And they said, okay, well, we need to come up with something that's Nashville. And then one of them finally said, what is Nashville other than like people on Broadway that don't know how to pronounce everything around here? Like, I wonder if we could get them to screw that up. And so next thing you know, they come up with this idea.
Yeah.
And it was really just fun. Like, they're like, hey, let's just go out and try it. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And then boom, it just blows up there. So it was a great second year. No, I hope this year's drop is going to be much better than what it was last year. I would love to know and to hear like what people have thought about this, because this morning I'm driving in and I've got two kids I'm having to drop off today, drop off little man at Hazel Green. I drop him off, and then my daughter I go to the med mall to drop her off. And so we're driving in. I have this little thing with the kids because they don't like listening to sports talk. I mean, come on now. I mean, please.
I'd fall asleep.
Be honest with you, I kind of get it. I kind of do. I really do. This is the reason why I try to be as entertaining as possible, because I try to say, what could I do that my kids would actually listen to and be like, okay, this isn't that bad.
You talk anime on a sports talk show?
God, no. I did watch some more of my show. Anyways, I'm walking in, I'm driving in, and as I'm driving in, my kids and I have an agreement, because a lot of times you just put their music on. You just put their songs on, and so next thing you know, you listen to Coco Melon for 45 minutes, and then next thing you know, you look back and the kid's been asleep for 10 minutes, and you're still sitting here going about wheels on the bus go round and round. Like, you do that, okay? So we have a deal. My kids get a song, I get a song. My kids get a song, I get a song. So we go around in a circle. Little man gets a song first because he's got to get out first. Then I get a song, then there. In a little bit, I'm going to tell you how this drive went, because we got to get to Adam Dubbin, but we also have phone calls. So I'll tell you how this went later on after we talk to Adam Dubbin.
And I would also love to get into the century-long history that we're going to get into today. It is so awesome. It is so cool to see. It is the biggest story that is going on right now.
I don't even care about Pete Rose.
Outside of course,
don't even care about him.
SEC and Hoover and that coming up. But we're not there yet. But we are at the phone lines. Let's hop into it. We got Smokey Mike on with us. Smokey Mike, how you doing, man?
Oh, man. I am doing fantastic. How are you boys doing today?
Wonderful. I wish I sounded as relaxed as you.
Yeah, no, trust me. I'm going on about an hour and a half worth of sleep, so we're doing good today.
I got eyelashes.
I'm going on 5 hours after getting my ass kicked with Mother's Day weekend because of I work in a floral department. So
It's like that. It's like that one movie, Valentine's Day.
It is Valentine's Day, yes. And sadly, I know about this movie.
That actually happens to be the biggest holiday of said floral department, but the second biggest happens to be Mother's Day. So, yeah, ass kicked.
God, I mean, at least it was a relaxing weekend for you. I'm glad.
Oh, yeah, very relaxing. Very relaxing. But you know what? Smokey Mike did what Smokey Mike always does, and that's always come through the clutch whenever somebody needs them. So that is all that was needed. But Joe, you triggered something for me when you were talking about certain particular things when you were earlier, and so it made me call in.
Okay.
And first and foremost, I just got to say, if a certain particular team wins this evening, I better see Reggie Miller and Spike Lee start talking smack to each other, because that's going to bring that childhood right back to me.
Oh, absolutely. That, if you've never seen the documentary, the Reggie making 3 threes in 10 seconds, like, that was amazing. That right there was probably, like, outside of Bull stuff. That was the last time I was going, this right here is like majestic NBA television.
This is peak.
Oh, yeah. And then we get Tyrese Halliburton versus Jalen Brunson, Karl Anthony Towns versus Miles Turner. This is the 90s Pacers versus Knicks. We need some fights. We need some action going on here.
This is the thing is I want to like the Pacers. Like, I want to like them. I don't know.
Their color scheme's ugly. Their team is talented.
You
Their
want to know
city
why?
isn't amazing.
No, you want to know why Joe and I want to like the Pacers, even though I'm a Bulls fan? And granted, my brother's a Pacers fan, but Larry Bird and Reggie Miller are two people why we want to like the Pacers.
I think it's possibly, I think it is some of that because of what Larry did. I also used to love those Pacer uniforms back in the 90s, even though I hated them, because again, what NBA team decides they want to throw pinstripes on a jersey? Really? It's awesome though. It looked awesome. It really did, man. Like once they did it, I was like, you know what? I'm actually kind of cool with this. Like, all right.
That's a trend, man.
It was,
and that was the team that made the NBA finals.
Yes.
Like that.
Yes,
that's the thing.
A lot of people forget about that.
As many people that they want to complain about Patrick Ewing and the fact that he never won an NBA championship, let's not forget that Reggie was the biggest benefactor of Michael retiring that anybody was, because it was the very next season that the Pacers finally made it to the NBA Finals.
Wrong. It was the year after because
Was
the
it?
Knicks got to
it was Knicks and
lockout year.
Spurs. Yeah, it was Knicks and Spurs that the very next year, and then 2 years after that, that's when it was Pacers and Lakers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I wanted to give you a little bit of fatherly advice, Joe.
Yes.
As somebody who, and John has seen it, and you guys seen it on Facebook, who just recently went to Disney with teenage kids. Wait till they're older.
Yeah, that's what we're going to have to do.
It is much more beneficial because that is going to be where they remember everything. And you know what? You spend the extra money for the photo pass.
Yeah.
You get everything and like anything and everything and all that, but wait till they're older.
Yeah, I think
that my biggest recommendation for you.
I think that you're 1,000% right, because we were trying to wait till our son got into kindergarten. Well, then when that happened, that's when his little sister was born. And then, his little sister was like born the year before that. And then he's now about to wrap up kindergarten. His graduation is tomorrow.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. He's about to wrap that up. And his new little sister was born. So I'm just like, we got to wait for the littlest one to get into kindergarten. That's when we'll go. Yeah. That's when we'll go that year before that.
My parents took me and my brother to Disney when I was like 8, 9-ish or something like that. And I remember some, but I don't remember most. Like when my dad passed away, look through old pictures, all that stuff. You see all those pictures and all that. But we did Disney this time, and my kids being 15, everything, like they remember everything, and they know that like it's something triggered in Japan at Epcot when my son was like, "Dad, why aren't you and your stepmother? Why aren't you and Carrie getting souvenirs?" And I just looked at him without missing a beat and was like, "You guys are our souvenirs.
Absolutely.
We're getting you souvenirs on your own, but you guys are our souvenirs."
There you go.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, it is totally different. Like went and seeing Thunderbolts over the weekend, and
how good is it?
It's actually really, really good, but for totally different reasons than people would thought it was going to be. It has amazing messages in it. It is a fantastic movie. Like I would watch it again. I really genuinely would. It doesn't have as much action, but it is really, really good.
So you're telling me NCU might actually be going back?
Oh yeah, in a different way. Try to keep your mind off of the original Avengers.
Let's just say,
just as long as we get back to somewhat of the original, that I'm all right.
All I'm saying is that when Doomsday and Secret Wars comes out, just go ahead and bring your special sock. That's all I'm saying. Thanks, Smoke. We appreciate it, buddy.
Oh my gosh. Well, we're not talking Disney in the second segment. We're not talking special socks, but we are going to Florida. We are going to Florida, and we're going to be talking with Adam Dovin from Gators Wire. So stick with us here on the Blitz on 97.7 ESPN The Zone, ESPN Winchester, and WZZN TV.
Eagle Masonry and Installation. It's right there in the name. Eagle is your one-stop shop for block, stone, or brickwork, monument signs, and outdoor kitchens and fireplaces. Eagle also offers the finest craftsmanship and insulation, including fiberglass or spray foam insulation, and of course, insulation removal. Philip Love and his team have years of experience, bringing the region the best in masonry and insulation services. For more information and a quote, visit insulatewitheagle.com or call 256-755-1556. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
Tom Abraham back from my friend Ross Roberts at Valley Equipment Rental. It's springtime, so let's get that garden tilled with a tiller from Valley Equipment. And while you're at it, snag a power washer for the house and the driveway. And if you're putting in a sprinkler system, they have the small trencher that you need. And you can even rent a Skag zero-turn mower and much more to get your property in shape. Valley Equipment, not just for the contractor, but the homeowner as well. 2 locations on the North and South Parkway. Valley Equipment Rental. Learn more at valleyequipmentrents.com.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
A wise man once said, if you take care of old folks and children, everything in the middle will take care of itself.
Hi, I'm Danny Aldridge, lawyer in Alabama and Tennessee. In the next 20 years, the number of those folks over 65 years of age will more than double. In our golden years, the most important goal is to be treated with dignity and have control over doing what makes you grateful with those you love. At the Aldridge Law Firm and the Legal Town Center, we're dedicated to help you with these goals, and we'll be there when life throws you those inevitable curveballs. Let us assist you with your legal needs, whatever they may be or become. You may reach us by phone at 256-534-3188 or online with Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. Just remember, we're here to help. Whether it's personal injury, wrongful death, fraud and cheat, or estate planning made complete, we're here to help.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. A partly sunny to mostly cloudy sky this afternoon. Temperatures consistently climbing into the low and mid 80s across the Tennessee Valley. Maybe an isolated shower, but I actually think we're going to spend the vast majority of the day dry. Only dropping into the mid 60s as we head into the overnight. A partly sunny sky Thursday afternoon. Temperatures climbing into the mid, in some cases, the upper 80s. It does look like we are going to be dry Thursday afternoon. Only dropping into the upper 60s, lower 70s as we head into the overnight. A cloudy sky for your Friday, and once again, temperatures climb into the mid and upper 80s. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Attention, may I have the camp's attention?
Your home of the college football playoffs.
Playoffs?
Is 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Playoffs?
You know, there's one thing you can say about the SEC this year. In baseball, the addition of Oklahoma and Texas has been really nice. But at the same time, you ain't taking away from the champs from the past. Florida Gators, of course, taking care of business last weekend against the Texas Longhorns. Prior to that, they took care of South Carolina. Prior to that, it was Arkansas. Prior to that, it was Mississippi State. What happened to this team? It seems like they're really on a roll at the moment. And to help us talk a little bit more about the Florida Gators and their strong finish to the season, Adam Dubman from Gators Wire joins us. Adam, sorry to keep you waiting, brother. How are you doing today?
It's totally my fault, bro.
Hey, no worries. No worries. I could have kept the Disney talk going if you really wanted to. I actually worked there for a bit and grew up around the back entrance.
Wow.
But we can talk SEC. That's a lot more exciting than the Rat. So let's talk about what happened to Florida.
Yeah.
On the surface, it kind of looks like, the national championship basketball team passed the baton to the baseball team, and they took it running from there, literally. It was the day after the basketball team won the championship that this run began against Florida State at home with a 5-4 win. And since then, it's been, a whole different team.
Yeah, and you're not kidding about that. I mean, you start off this season, you have straight losses against teams like Vanderbilt. You lose to Tennessee the similar way, and obviously, I mean, Georgia. It was a lot of those shutout sweeps that you hate to see at the beginning of the season. It's like, how do you come back from these? And then, of course, you said it, after the basketball team comes to an end, you're still going against Florida State in those midweek matchups, and you finally find yourself winning, and then you just keep winning with the help of Missouri, of course. But, I mean, even Missouri looked like a formidable foe against Texas A&M.
Yeah, you can't count anybody out when it comes to the conference schedule.
Mm-hmm.
And with Florida, obviously baseball is a pretty simple game. Score more runs, and, prevent more runs than the opponent, and you take away the W. So, taking that to a finer level, what we've seen is, Florida's offense has really stepped things up after looking pretty limp there for a bit. On the other hand, though, the pitching hasn't really gotten that much better, even though we've seen much better differences in the final scores. But the emergence of freshman Aiden King has been pretty clutch here for the Gators. He's put up microscopic numbers of his last 3 starts.
Mm-hmm.
He's got 3 Freshman of the Week SEC Freshman of the Week awards this spring, and just overall he's been sort of what the Gators needed to kind of get back on track. The other pitcher who's also kind of helped out, Pierce Coppola, who I mentioned in the preseason here on the show as a player to watch.
Yep.
But he was derailed by an injury, but he's looked really good in his last 2 appearances. So getting that help on the mound and, putting the bat on the ball has been the difference so far.
Yeah, you're not wrong about that. And you talked about the pitching. It's getting better, but it's also still not exactly what you want to see. But on the other hand, of course, you have this batting that is starting to kind of roll in, and it's doing just enough. Talk about some of the heavy hitters this late in the season that have really picked up the pace.
So, I mean, you've got Colby Shelton right now. We've got a 1064 OPS, who's really been carrying things. Brody Done as well. He's got a 303 average, also a 1064 OPS. He's been hammering it of late. Even without Cade Curlin, who's been out for a while, but was the leading hitter on the team, we've still got a few guys downstream that are producing, above the 300 mark batting average wise. Bobby Bosner, Luke Heyman, and Brendan Lawson. So we're seeing a lot of these averages come up as their production increases, and it could be that things are warming up on the field. Sometimes the warmer weather kind of helps a little bit, but maybe these guys are just finally seeing the ball correctly. Because they won, if you look at the Gators season, the regular season's basically been 3 acts. You got the pre-SEC schedule where they won their first 11 games before dropping 2 straight to one to Miami and then one to FSU, or to UCF, I'm sorry. And then the SEC schedule began with that 1-11 start. But since then, they've been on fire. So this new chapter, it seems like things are finally clicking, and O'Sullivan has had to fill a lot of spots with injuries that may have thrown things off. But I feel like he finally now has things in the groove that he's been trying to get.
Yeah, no doubt. Adam Dubbin from Gators Wire is our guest. And Adam, I mean, it's already started to heat up in Florida. It's getting close to summertime, but it seemed like the Gators already gotten into the summertime. I mean, it was already warm. They were on fire. And, to win against a team like Texas, when you think that this team's already done enough, I mean, this is their first win against the nation's number 1 ranked team since sweeping Texas A&M back in 2016. I mean, this goes back quite some time, even past a few championship appearances. I mean, talk about, how big it is to continue and not just win against the top-ranked team, but the top team in the country.
I mean, just to add to that narrative, the first time Florida's ever been out there, and it's the first series loss at home that Texas sustained this season in SEC play. So, it's a huge, huge win, and it definitely shows that the previous games weren't flukes. And again, Aiden King won Freshman of the Week for his effort on Sunday to clinch that series, and showing that the pieces are there. Had they had lost the series, there's the postseason still ahead of them, but it certainly would have taken some of the luster off of what they've done. But beating Texas basically put them back into the top 25 among those rankings that were a bit bearish on them prior. So we've got a lot of the nation's sports media is really starting to take notice of Florida's run here, and that Texas win clinched it. But they got to come home and beat Bama too. You can't rest your laurels on the penultimate series of the season. You got to bring it home and finish it off. So what we're looking for as Gator fans is them to come home and at least win 2 of 3, because that would finish them dead even at 500 in the SEC, and then give them definitely a good enough overall record to get a decent seeding in the postseason.
Well, I know that you and John have been talking about like offense and all that, especially even the pitching staff in it. But the one person that's connected to both of those is Luke Heyman. And obviously offensively, we know about that. But I mean, behind the dish, man, like this guy, I mean, he over like the last, 14 games, there's half of those games teams haven't even tried to steal bases on him.
Yeah, the man's got a cannon. And to that, Heyman has sort of been the cornerstone of Florida's improved defense. Their defense has actually been really good over this stretch too. It's one of the things that doesn't always show up in the numbers and the box score, but they've just been playing a lot cleaner. And with the guy behind the dish calling the game, and I'm sure that he has been a significant portion of Aiden King's success. Especially you got this young freshman. You need somebody back there who can manage the game and help get the young people through those tough innings. So yeah, calling him out as a key contributor is a good call.
Well, and I'm also curious because we always talk about like in college football, like, you have wide receiver you have running back you have all of these things. But I feel like the lineage at catcher for Florida is just so incredible because of the history with it. Like, where does he look at with this? What is Florida's number one position that you would say when it comes to the position that they produce the most MLB talent for?
For what era are we talking about? Like last 10 years, last 20, 30 years? Because it's definitely changed a bit.
Yeah.
Like if you look at like the mid-teens championship team, right? There's a lot of pitchers. You got Dane Dunning, Brady Singer, AJ Pook, Alex Fado. Like you can just name a whole bunch of them. You go a little bit earlier, back when I was in school, it was more of like an outfielder kind of, Brad Wilkerson, a lot of those type of guys, but also David Eckstein came out of there as a, infielder. We've been pretty good as a program over time, putting a lot of just players in general into the majors. I think though that, at catcher, you think about how we've produced some pretty good guys. There's no doubt about that. I don't know though, when you look at we also produced Jack Taglione recently.
Yes.
And he's a monster earth pitcher and designated hitter. It's kind of hard to say. Wyatt Langford was a catcher at one point, but they brought him out into the field. The catcher position is such a weird one because you can't be too good at offense because then they're going to take you out of there,
right?
And put someone in, but you can't be too poor at defense either because there's no bat that carries a terrible catcher. It just doesn't work that way. So it's an interesting little Goldilocks zone that that position exists in. And so Bryce Harper, right? He was a catcher when he was in high school before he went to majors. You see a lot of this. With the Tigers, though, we've got the opposite. Dylan Dingler, he was a center fielder and then came and was moved to catcher. So we see it in different directions. And I'm digressing here a little bit.
Yeah.
But the point is that, I think that that Kevin O'Sullivan and the program in general is just good at producing talent as a whole when the talent is there.
Yeah, because I remember seeing so many of Mike Zunino's games. I remember obviously Grandpa Rossi. He's got connections to Auburn as well as Florida and being a catcher there. And so when I hear catcher in Florida, like I automatically think of those two guys. And I'm just looking at what he is doing as far as Heyman is concerned. And I'm thinking to myself, like, this is a talent that obviously, the knees and everything that comes with the position kind of play into this. But if he continues to hit as well as he is, he may go to the next level and they may want to transition him. How tall is he?
Offhand, I think he's like 6 foot-ish, maybe a little shorter. He's not a huge guy. Oh no, he's actually a little bigger. He's 6'4".
Oh, okay. Well then, yeah. So he does fit the bill where he could move to first base if they were to ever want him to.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's always crouched back behind the plate, so you never really get a good view of how tall he is. But yeah, he's 6'4". He's listed at 6'4", 220.
Yeah. So he has a future.
He's one of those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you. He's definitely one of those guys who could be pulled out of the catcher position. But who knows? Maybe he really offers that plus value. Don't forget also, up in the majors and the minors too, the automatic strike calling system is slowly being implemented. So that kind of changes the nature of what a catcher has to do too. In the coming year.
Oh yeah.
How much has he played into the pitching staff changing? Because again, I know that even like with the program and stuff, like you look at it, it's like, oh, you talked about it as a 3-act play, and that this pitching staff almost had like a 10 ERA at one point in time. They've cut that in half. How does he play into it with having a consistent battery back there to help get these pitchers through?
I mean, honestly, my personal opinion is having something consistency is the path to success.
Yes.
And so, like if you're constantly changing parts, how do you know which parts are actually working and which aren't if you're not giving them a chance? So with Luke Heyman, he's got, a veteran player who, Sully obviously has a lot of faith in him, and confidence. And so this the kind of player that you just let stay in the game, and you hope that they have the chops to make the results come. And he definitely, I think, just going back to what you said, giving him props. He definitely is somebody who's what he has given to the team has been underscored, I think, thus far. And we'll see that though come to light when we get to the postseason, because I'm sure that will be talked about a lot. I hope so.
And Adam, of course, this week, a lot of our listeners are going to be watching this game, keeping an eye on it, because first off, I mean, it's Alabama. Second off, these are two teams that are coming out of series where they beat pretty good opponents. Of course, Texas was sitting around number 1, number 3, and of course, Georgia in that top 10 as well. Talk a little bit about where this one ranks on your list for fans of just the SEC in general to be watching.
I mean, ranking. This is definitely much watched baseball, in my opinion. Certainly, obviously, it's not the top teams in the conference, but these are two teams that, like you said, are coming off big wins. They both have a lot to prove going into the postseason. They're fighting for position in the seedings or getting a regional, things like that. And the Florida would like to finish 500, and Alabama would, like to prevent the sweep to not finish 500. There's a lot at play here, and then it's a good old-fashioned SEC rivalry too, right? I mean, Florida, Alabama. This goes back forever. I guarantee you, Conference Family Field will be packed to the gills, and there'll be plenty of rowdy fans there cheering on the Gators. And what might be what will be the last series of the regular season.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Adam, we're looking forward to Hoover, man. Going to get you on probably during that. And who knows? Maybe we might see each other again with Alabama and Florida later down the road as well. But let the people know where they can find you on socials and online to follow your work.
Yeah, so that's my full name, ADAMDUBDIN, Adam Dubbin, at X or Blue Sky, whichever you prefer. And then you can find us at gatorswire.usatoday.com. And that's where we will be covering Florida baseball and the other Florida sports these coming months.
Adam, always great. Thanks, man. Have a wonderful weekend and enjoy the baseball.
Thank you, guys.
Good stuff. Adam Dubbin. GatorsWire.com is the place to find him. We'll take a break. When we get back, close out the first hour. I think, Joe, what would you say you wanted to do? You wanted to hop
there's a story that I had for you guys, and I know that there's a lot of parents that are sitting here that have actually got to
there's no parents sitting here.
No, the parents that are listening now or watching on WZZ and TV or listening in ESPN Winchester.
Yeah.
I know that they have had to experience this on a drive into work.
Oh my gosh.
Every single day.
This sounds very dramatic.
Yes,
I hope
it is very dramatic.
I hope it's not Iron Man fighting Thor or something like that.
No, absolutely not.
I live in a fantasy world, Joe.
We all do. That's how we get through.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Drivers who switch to Progressive have an annual savings of nearly $750. Progressive.com.
The Atlanta Braves have reached 500 for the first time this season. They are 21-21 this after an 0-7 start to the year. Today, the Braves have Bryce Elder on the mound, a $1.66 favorite against Mitchell Parker of the Nationals, plus 140. The total is 8.5 over at Truist Park. The NFL schedule release is coming up later today, but the international games released yesterday. November the 9th, the Atlanta Falcons will meet the Indianapolis Colts in Berlin, Germany. Falcons open as a 2.5-point favorite, 45.5 the total. Remainder of the schedule coming up later today. Mike Sennett, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
There is power in caring when it is put into action. Each year, our bankers serve on nonprofit boards, support our local educators, and volunteer with our hometown food bank. I'm Bobby Humphrey, Vice President of Business Development for Bryan Bank, and community service is just not a line item in our mission statement. It's who we are. Because after all, Alabama is our home too. That kind of commitment to community might not be what you would expect from a bank, but it's exactly what you can expect from us. Give us a call or stop by one of our 2 offices in the Huntsville area and experience unbeatable service and legendary results.
Bryan Bank Equal Housing Lender, NMLS ID 2428943. member FDIC.
I'm here with Thomas from Talent Heating and Air. With the temperatures going up and temperatures going down right now, now is a good time to get your heating and air system looked at. Thomas, when somebody calls, you guys answer.
That's right. The phones are staffed by us. They're manned 24/7. We're ready to come out and take care of you that day.
How do they give you guys a call?
You give us a call at 256-503-4490.
And you can find you guys on the World Wide Web at
talenthvac.com.
And now is a good time to do this because you guys are offering a special deal.
That's right. We're doing $49 tune-ups this spring. We're also doing free second opinions. We offer that year-round. Somebody comes out, they say you got a bad compressor, leaking refrigerant. Give us a call, see if we can save you some money.
Thomas from Talent Heating and Air. Thomas, one more time, that phone number.
256-503-4490. AL certain number 21014.
You've seen those beautiful epoxy floors in a garage or carport area and have probably wondered, how can I get that done? Well, the answer is Lifetime Epoxy Floors. Lifetime Epoxy Floors is an A-plus rated business with the Better Business Bureau and has been family-owned for over 14 years. They do both residential and commercial applications and get most jobs done in a day. Lifetime Epoxy Floors' motto is, we love what we do, and it shows. Visit lifetimeepoxyfloors.com to schedule a free estimate today and check them out on Facebook.
Hi, folks. Bobby White back again for Woody Anderson Ford, inviting you to come test drive any one of our over 100 F-150s. From rock-solid, dependable work trucks to our state-of-the-art Platinum Series, we've got an F-150 for you. Test drive one today, and you'll understand why the F-150 is the best-selling truck in America, going on 48 years in a row. Just as successful offenses and defenses are built on teamwork, Woody Anderson Ford is powered by our people. Our sales and service teams are well-trained to save you time and money. And because we want your business again and again, no one will work harder to earn it. Our mobile service teams come to your home or business for oil changes, brake work, tire rotations, and more. And the great thing is you don't pay extra for it. We come to you with mobile service at no extra charge. Proud to be local, family-owned, and at your service for over 62 years. Woody Anderson Ford, Alabama's F-150 Superstore.
The state's largest orthopedic group is growing to meet the needs of the patients in our community. The Orthopedic Center has long been the most trusted name in orthopedics in North Alabama. So as our area continues on the fast track, so does the need for premier orthopedic care anywhere and anytime you need it. TOC is proud to announce the opening of our new locations in Albertville and Hampton Cove, along with the grand opening of our newest office in Decatur. These clinics will offer the same high-quality orthopedic care you have come to associate with TOC, with the convenience of being closer to home. As a patient, your time is your most precious asset, and we recognize that at TOC. That's why we are also proud to announce the opening of our urgent ortho clinics to handle those bumps and bruises that need prompt attention. These clinics are available to care for acute orthopedic injuries with no appointment necessary. With 38 physicians, 20 centers of excellence, and now more than a dozen locations to serve you, TOC will continue to be the name you turn to for the best orthopedic care at the right time. Visit our website at visittoc.com for more information. TOC, helping you live a better life.
Carrabba's Italian Grill is the best place to enjoy authentic Italian cuisine, passed down from our founders' family recipes. Featuring a wood-burning grill, you can enjoy Carrabba's signature dishes, including chicken brine, wood-fired grilled steak and chops, and classic Italian pasta dishes. Have a special event? Elevate your catering with Carrabba's Catering, the perfect way to enjoy large party portions of your favorite hand-prepared dishes for any event. Carrabba's Italian Grill at Parkway Place, Huntsville.
You've got to experience Toyotathon at Bill Penny Toyota. They've got the selection with over 700 new Toyotas to choose from. And they've got the extras with Bill Penny perks and a 10-year unlimited warranty. So get on over to Bill Penny Toyota today and experience Toyotathon. Bill Penny Toyota in Huntsville and online at BillPennyToyota.com. Bill Penny's Toyota 10-year unlimited warranty is valid through the 10th year of ownership. Valid on new vehicles only. See dealer for details.
Are you tired of power outages disrupting your life?
It's time for a Generac standby generator from Current Electrical. Storms may rage outside, but inside your family's powered up. So why choose Current Electrical for your generator needs? 1, we offer a wide range of models to suit every budgeted energy requirement. 2, our project managers handle every step of the process: power, gas, permitting, and inspections. 3, our certified technicians install your generator with precision, ensuring peace of mind. Don't wait for the next blackout. Call 256-880-1880 or visit us online at jetsuperstore.com.
Tom Abraham here for my friends at Your Home Window Company. When it comes to replacement windows, exterior doors, or new window screens, Your Home Window is the answer anywhere in Huntsville, Athens, Decatur, or Hartselle. Your Home Window windows and doors are made here in the USA and come with a lifetime warranty. When replacing those old windows or doors, Your Home Window has the solution for you. In-home estimates are always free and financing is available. Learn more at yourhomewindow.com and see clearly with Your Home Window. Visit yourhomewindow.com to make an appointment today.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. A partly sunny to mostly cloudy sky this afternoon. Temperatures consistently climbing into the low and mid 80s across the Tennessee Valley. Maybe an isolated shower, but I actually think we're going to spend the vast majority of the day dry. Only dropping into the mid 60s as we head into the overnight partly sunny sky Thursday afternoon. Temperatures climbing into the mid, in some cases, the upper 80s. It does look like we are going to be dry Thursday afternoon. Only dropping into the upper 60s, lower 70s as we head into the overnight. The cloudy sky for your Friday, and once again, temperatures climb into the mid and upper 80s. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
We cover all the SEC schools, including Western Union and Venmo. I want money. You know, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
My one song. I'm Cordell. Welcome on back to the Blitz. John Abraham, Joe Hunk. Just had Adam Dubman from Gators Wire on. He talked a little bit of Florida Gators baseball. As you know, he's talking about it from, oh, the Gators fans, oh, they're going to be happy. This is going to be a fun game, oh, all that stuff. I'm just getting it for the intel. I get it for the intel. Like, who's the players to watch, all right? Who do we need to possibly walk? Because this team is hot when it comes to batting.
Who do you not need to steal on? Luke Heyman.
Yeah, don't steal it
He's
all.
up, he's up for it's called the Buster Posey Award. He's up for the number one catcher in college baseball.
I could definitely see that.
He's
whenever he said he's got a rocket, yes, he's got more than a rocket. He's got a missile.
Yeah,
he might have said a missile, actually.
That's the reason. That's the reason why I asked him about that, because that is such a massive tool to have behind home plate, because people don't realize your catcher, not only does he need to be a decent hitter, he's also the one that has to control the emotions of the pitcher, call the game. A lot of times he's the one calling the games. Now, college may be a little different. Also having to make sure that everybody in the field is where they're supposed to be when a runner's on. And he's also got to make sure that runners don't score and don't advance in bases where they shouldn't be, and make sure the ball stays in front of him if his pitcher throws one in the dirt. There's a lot going on for a catcher.
Yeah, look, I'm not going to say that the Florida Gators were bad at the beginning of the year.
They were bad.
But, I mean, they were able to win against teams that were outside of the SEC. But as soon as Tennessee, it was just like, all right, come into our town. And Tennessee, at the time, was looking like the best team in the country. It was just an obliteration. Tennessee destroyed them.
This is why you do.
Georgia destroyed them. 2 sweeps in a row.
Yeah.
Can we get 3? Oh, actually, they won the last game against Ole Miss.
They started off 1-11,
but they still that was their only win, because then Vanderbilt swept them. And then it was like Mike. It literally was like that movie where he takes the powers. I think it's like he wears the shoes. Michael Jordan. Yeah, and
no,
then,
it's Kevin Durant.
Was that
Wait, no, Kevin Durant's a different one.
Which one's like Mike? I think he touches the ball, maybe.
Maybe he does something with the ball, but I know with Kevin Durant, there's another one that's like this.
I liked the little reference that Adam threw in there, where the basketball team pretty much passed the baton to the baseball team, because it was like that. Whenever the baseball team started picking up the pace and started looking like one of the best, if not the best team in the SEC. I'm not going to say that, but I am going to say
it's
that.
weird to say that about a team that's like right now like a 10 seed in the tournament.
It is so weird.
I mean, that's just how bad they were at the beginning of the year and how many series that they have won against really good teams.
Yeah, but I didn't
over the past few weeks.
I didn't expect them to get the best of Texas, but Texas has been struggling in their last 2 series as well. So definitely something to check out. And Hoover will flip everything else on its stomach. But
Look,
so will the MLB, apparently.
Well, no, in Major League Baseball is this is why we say it's a very long season. So many things can change throughout a long season, because yesterday was an amazing day for the Braves. an absolutely amazing one. You finally get to that 500. You finally get back to it. You're 21-21. Took you 42 games to get to 500.
Yeah.
You're finally there. And at the exact same time that you're doing that, Ronald Acuna Jr. gets a start, his very first rehab assignment, and dude hits a bomb in his third at bat.
I love seeing these like big time MLB players just like when they're rehabbing. You think, and this happened a few years ago as well with Juan Soto. And I remember he had like a few games in AAA, and it was just like every single time he was at bat, home run, 3-run home run.
Do you know why the minor leaguers love when major leaguers come for rehab stints?
What do you think?
I will tell you exactly what it is. It has nothing to do with, they give us advice. They do all this. The major leaguers pay for the post-game meal.
They got the money for it, man.
And that's exactly what it is. So they pay for the post-game meal. So it's not your normal just like sandwiches or anything like that. Like you get good food.
Ooh.
When the major league players come down.
Hot dogs, but instead of the hot dogs that are just like an amalgamation of meats.
No.
Instead,
you get like a chef in the clubhouse cooking you a steak to your.
You got Salt Bay.
Yes,
salt in your hot dogs that are hot dogs. They're steak dogs.
Now there's some other benefits. A lot of times a major leaguer, like he'll have his bats and everything shipped out. And if he leaves early and the shipment doesn't get there until after he's gone, he's just like, guys, just keep the bats. You guys need them. Like there are times, I guarantee you right now, if you go to Montgomery, there are still Montgomery Biscuits players that are hitting with an Evan Longoria bat.
Dang.
And a Justin Upton bat. I guarantee you that's happening.
I bet there's a few Michael Jordan bats still with the Barons.
They weren't used much.
The company is Eagle Masonry and Insulation, but did you know they're also Eagle Landscaping and Dirt Work? Eagle can take care of all your landscaping needs, including irrigation, sod work, and planting, both plants and trees. On the dirt work side, Eagle can grade and build your pads, haul dirt in or out, and even do erosion control. Philip Love and his team can do it all for you. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
Tom Luganville here for my friends at Woody Anderson Ford. Bobby White and his team take great pride in their service department, and you can see it the moment you walk into those beautiful new service lanes. And just like a championship team, they all work together to make sure your experience is second to none, whether you drive a Ford or not. Also, check out the gold certified pre-owned inventory at Woody Anderson Ford for great deals every day. Stop by and see them at Jordan and Sparkman or at Woody Anderson of Madison on Hughes Road, or visit WoodyAndersonFord.com.
You don't have to go somewhere else just so you can go somewhere new. Plan your next vacation with Huntsville International Airport and Breeze Airways. Enjoy friendly, convenient, nonstop travel to some of the most exciting destinations in the U.S., including the home of iconic casinos, world-class shows, dining, and entertainment. Las Vegas. With flights starting as low as just $79, Breeze has got you covered with easy, breezy, nonstop flights to Las Vegas. Book nonstop to Las Vegas now at flybreeze.com.
This is Steve Moulton from 97.7 ESPN The Zone, and this is What's Happening. Be sure and download our app. Just search 977 ESPN in your Google Marketplace or your Apple Store, depending on your device, so you can take us wherever you might go. And you can also check out our latest zone deals. Head over to our website, 977ESPN.com. The top left banner reads, "Savings never tasted so good." Click on that, then enter in the big zone deal store for half-off zone deals of Lawler's Barbecue, Sea Salt, Carrabba's Italian Grill, Bubby's Diner, Corlejos Mexican Grill, Bad Daddy's Burger Bar, Divergence, Full Moon Barbecue, Bigfoot Little Donuts, Hickory Store Barbecue, Good Company Cafe, Apple Lane Farms, the Decatur location, and rounds of golf at Cherokee Ridge Golf Course and Gunter's Landing. And that's what's happening.
SportsMed is the official team physicians of the Rocket City Trash Pandas. And if the pros trust SportsMed, you can too. SportsMed provides every service you might need for complete orthopedic care, specializing in orthopedic surgery, sports medicine, joint replacement, spine surgery, neurosurgery, and podiatry. And they offer their own brace shop, in-house full-body MRI, physical therapy, walk-in clinic, and so much more. Their locations and on the web at sportsmedalabama.com.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
A wise man once said, if you take care of old folks and children, everything in the middle will take care of itself.
Hi, I'm Danny Aldridge, lawyer in Alabama and Tennessee. In the next 20 years, the number of those folks over 65 years of age will more than double. In our golden years, the most important goal is to be treated with dignity and have control over doing what makes you grateful with those you love. At the Aldridge Law Firm and the Legal Town Center, we're dedicated to help you with these goals, and we'll be there when life throws you those inevitable curveballs. Let us assist you with your legal needs, whatever they may be or become. You may reach us by phone at 256-534-3188 or online with Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. Just remember, we're here to help. Whether it's personal injury, wrongful death, fraud and cheat, or estate planning made complete, we're here to help.
What does it mean to be a part of the Southeastern Conference? That you scheduled your wedding and even your child's birth around your school's game? Of course. But it means more than that. It means you're home to hundreds of Fulbright, Truman, Goldwater, and Rhodes Scholars. It means starting out as the birthplace of American public higher education, and now leading the way in unmanned spacecraft. This is the SEC, and here it just means more. What does it mean to be a part of the Southeastern Conference? That there's an honest-to-goodness chandelier in your tailgate tent? Perhaps, but it means more than that. It means pioneering medical solutions to predict new flu viruses. It means leading globally diverse teams to eliminate starvation in developing countries. And it means being home to one of the nation's top cybersecurity programs. This is the SEC. And here, it just means more.
This is Brent Musburger's VSIN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Drivers who switch to Progressive have an annual savings of nearly $750. Progressive.com.
Atlanta Braves have reached 500 for the first time this season. They are 21-21 this after an 0-7 start to the year. Today, the Braves have Bryce Elder on the mound, a $1.66 favorite against Mitchell Parker of the Nationals, plus 140. The total is 8.5 over at Truist Park. The NFL schedule release is coming up later today, but the international games released yesterday. November the 9th, the Atlanta Falcons will meet the Indianapolis Colts in Berlin, Germany. Falcons open as a 2.5-point favorite, 45.5 the total. Remainder of the schedule coming up later today. Mike Sennett, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. A partly sunny to mostly cloudy sky this afternoon. Temperatures consistently climbing into the low and mid-80s across the Tennessee Valley. Maybe an isolated shower, but I actually think we're going to spend the vast majority of the day dry. Only dropping into the mid-60s as we head into the overnight. A partly sunny sky Thursday afternoon. Temperatures climbing into the mid, in some cases, the upper 80s. It does look like we are going to be dry Thursday afternoon. Only dropping into the upper 60s, lower 70s as we head into the overnight. A cloudy sky for your Friday. And once again, temperatures climb into the mid and upper 80s. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Log on today, 977ESPN.com. Joe Hunk, John Abraham, 256-576-4977. Welcome to the Blitz.
Second hour, final hour, best hour on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Joe Hunk, John Abraham on the Blitz on this Wednesday morning.
Wow, you synchronized perfectly with yourself.
I don't know how. I mean, I literally never taken any sort of like lessons
Is
or
that like
anything.
a yodel? Okay.
No.
All right.
See, you
This
asked.
is why you're a radio guy.
Yeah, you asked on that. If I ever had ability, I wish I could really do is sing.
You know,
I honestly
really?
wish I could.
There's one thing that I will say. Like, I feel like I sing pretty well in the shower.
No, I don't.
But then, like, I'm not a person who gets embarrassed at all. All right. I feel like that's something that just doesn't happen with me. But singing in front of crowds is one thing that's a deal breaker. I will not do it.
Yeah, see,
I will jokingly do it. I will not try and be serious. There's no way I can be serious on a stage trying to sing.
Yeah, see, I would love all of that stuff. I would absolutely
Really?
love it. Oh, if I could sing, man, you couldn't get me off a mic. Like if I could sing and when I was working in Nashville and we're just walking down Broadway, having to go to Bridgestone just to do an event for like the Preds or the SEC tournament or something along those lines, they always have people outside that are just kind of singing along. It's something I would totally walk up and just be like, you keep playing. I got this. I would do it every opportunity that I had if I could sing. Absolutely. I mean, I wouldn't be doing that whole, I go to a karaoke night and everybody's like, hey man, you know what I want to play? I want to play
Tequila.
the Humpty Dance. Like they want to do that. And then you get up there and he's like, I'd like to sing Adele, please, so I can show my range to all these drunk people.
Well, apparently we're going to have to do some type of dance right now because Brandon is out at that Spring Garden matchup.
In Oxford is for the state championships.
And they're currently getting beat 11-4. So he needs us to start doing a tribal dance to try and summon the baseball gods.
Dude,
so
I've got the kids that'll dance, man.
The kids will dance.
Dude, the kids will absolutely dance. And the kids will do a lot of things. Like I told you guys a little earlier, like we have this little routine whenever we're driving to work and driving home and everything, that I get a song, kids get a song. I get a song, kids get a song. Like we go back and forth, because if not, I have to hear Will's on the bus for 45 straight minutes.
Tragic.
And it is absolutely horrifying.
Pretty sure some parents can definitely understand that.
So we have like this thing is I listen to my music. Like I used to kind of tailor it towards the kids. Like if it was, I was like, oh, okay, my daughter, let's listen to some Backstreet Boys for her. Like, I want to do that. For my son, he's going to be a metalhead. I know he is. He loves hard rock like I do. And so, he and I listen to like some hard rock stuff. Like that's what we'll listen to. He'll listen to Spider-Man and some of those things, but he's listening to it. But then my daughter, I took her and I had to drive her from Hazel Green to Huntsville earlier today. And so we're going back and forth. This is my song, her song, my song, her song. And I had the windows cracked a little bit. And so I have this car pulling up beside me as I'm driving. And the first time in the first red light that they pull up to, they hear like this. Right. They hear this, right? I'm also trying to really make sure this is the edited version.
That is.
So this is what I'm listening to. Okay. Like, by the way, this is an amazing song. It's from Falling in Reverse. It's called Popular Monster. It's an amazing song. I know that there's a massive story with it that I absolutely love, but they're listening. I'm listening to that. Car pulls up beside me and they just kind of look over at me and they're like, oh, okay, cool. That's what he's listening to.
Yeah.
It's 7 a.m. All right, fine. And then the next time they pull up beside me at the next red light, it's
wake up, little bunnies.
Wait, is this the censored version?
Hop, 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 little bunnies, hop, 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 little bunnies, hop, hop, hop.
Oh, gotta kill it right there. Can't go too far.
I know. The next line is
wild. How do you think they make more bunnies? And so it's like, whoa, gotta be calm with the bunnies, okay? But no, that's what it is, driving in. It's their song, my song. Because if not, it would be Hop Little Bunny, straight into Baba Black Sheep, right into Will's on the Bus. Then we go into Daddy Finger, Mommy Finger. Do you not know what that is?
That sounded so wrong I was like, what is he saying?
It's a name of a song, and what
Daddy
it is
finger, mommy. Like,
no, you almost had it.
That used to be like the happy llama, sad llama.
No. It's like Daddy Finger, where are you? And then he's like, here I am. And then you start going down all the fingers. Okay. It's how kids learn about their fingers.
Well, who'll have you dancing? Fleming Roofing and Restoration. After they fix up your roof, they're the guys you need to talk to about all of your roofing needs. Just look them up online. FlemingHSV.com is the place to find them, and you can fill out your free quote. And remember that Fleming always shows up.
See?
256-576
97.7.
Daddy finger, where are you?
So you hear that, and then again, very next red light, you come back over, and we're back to this.
So
I'm telling you, like they're looking like, what in heavens? Because they keep.
Sorry, I should probably turn this game down that I'm playing.
I feel like your cell phone is too close to the speaker.
I paused it.
What is that?
Pete Rose's baseball
My God, sound like it's from 1935.
1988, Joe. The Atari 2600.
It's not even Nintendo?
No, it's Atari. Whenever, blacklisted players or blacklisted movies like E.T. come out with games, it goes to the Atari. It's the only Pete Rose I get to play as in a baseball game, and this is very timely, Joe.
It is timely, but I was just like,
I'm getting back into it.
That is the sound that your cell phone makes when it's too close to the speaker.
They just hit a home run. I got distracted.
Like, that's how you know a text message is coming in.
Oh, it's a foul ball. No, it's on the line.
Dude, that's not even like RBI baseball like sound effects. Like, that is awful.
I usually keep it muted, but I just accidentally unclicked.
That is awful.
Dang it.
The man gets off the blacklist, and you decide that you want to look up Pete Rose baseball.
I'm done playing it because they just hit 2 home runs on me. So, yeah.
Oh, well, but you must be playing with the Black Sox. Boom. Look at me just connecting every bit of it.
All
right
falls
there.
into place.
Look
Hey,
at that.
Let's be honest,
Look at
though.
that.
Let's be honest. It is a historical day for the MLB. Century-long
No, literally,
prison,
literally a century long. I mean, it's been 106 years.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's how long. Like, I don't even think it's 106 years because if I remember correctly, the players from the Black Sox scandal actually got to play like the 1920 season, if I remember that correctly. Like they were, because that's when like the trial and all this other stuff was going on. So like they were still playing when everything was going. Look, it's the U.S. judicial system, man. Do you really think that all this happens in October of 1919? And then it's like, oh, the very next month, we've got a trial that's taking place. No, it goes like a year or two before that stuff happens. But yeah, I think it was like 17 players yesterday got removed from the ineligible list to be put into the Hall of Fame. Now, the whole thought is, oh, well, man, next year's Hall of Fame class is about to be like
stacked, bro.
We're going to have to start that thing at 9 a.m. just to get through all the people that may be talking about these 17. Like, they're going to have great grandkids up there. Like, how's this going? And no, there's a special committee that meets every single year. And the one that would have Pete Rose and the rest of the Black Sox, as well as the other members that have been lifted off of this ban because they are no longer on this earth, they're not eligible until December of 2027. That is when, now there could be a special meeting. Like they could do something like that. When you have 17 players, some of which obviously is like one of the greatest baseball players of the first 50 years of Major League Baseball and Shoeless Joe Jackson, as well as the current hits leader in all of baseball history, they may do something that would be a little bit more timely and special that would allow these players to get in early. But December 2027 is going to be the first time that those players are going to be on a ballot that they can be voted for by the special committee, because they cannot be voted on by the current Major League players or the current Major League Baseball Writers Association, because heavens knows they'll probably use something against Shoeless Joe Jackson about the fact that he played him black and white days or something. I don't know. Like they'll probably find something else reason for him not to vote him in.
No, it's so weird to me though. I mean, we're going back over like
this is historic,
over a century to put in a guy that was born in the 1800s. I mean, this is what we're focusing on in. I don't even know what's going on. In May 14th, 2025, this is what we were focusing on.
And because this is something that has been in and ingrained in us for our entire lives. There are movies that are made about the Black Sox. There's multiple movies made about the Black Sox, both of which are considered legendary movies in baseball movie history, because you're starting to talk about Field of Dreams and 8 Men Out, both of which have been talked about and used to talk about the way that Shoeless Joe Jackson and all these Black Sox players were head. Yes, Shoeless Joe did play in 1920. He played 146 games in 1920. His batting average that season, 382. He had 12 home runs, 382, 121 RBIs.
It's not as good as Aaron Judge.
In 1920, he had 121 RBIs and only 12 home runs and 20 triples.
Golly.
That was shoeless Joe Jackson.
20 triples is actually pretty impressive. I will say that.
He never won the MVP award. The closest he ever came to it was in 1913 when he came in second place.
But at the same time, though, we're talking about guys in the field that were catching with literal just gloves.
Yeah, basically they were just having like a mitt on their hands.
So
By
let's
the
be
way,
real.
he is also one of the hitters in Major League Baseball history that hit over 400. He batted 408 in 1911.
Wow, interesting. I'm looking back on all this history, and I see the Philadelphia Athletics. They literally had, the Alabama Crimson Tide
I want to
logo.
say, oh, they had the I think they had a double mullet, as a matter of fact. I think there was two parties in the back.
They had what?
Yeah, you had two parties in the back.
No, I'm talking about the elephant that they had with the A and the crimson and the baseball in its nostril.
Is that Shibe Park? I believe is where they played.
How do you know this?
Because I know baseball
Let me
history.
see. Wait.
Is that
they will
Shibe Park?
play in? Okay, no, they following Kansas City, Missouri.
Kansas City's different because Kansas City was really cool with it with the A's.
Philadelphia from 1901 to 1954. I gotta see where they played.
So when they were in Kansas City, the owner, which was the same owner that moved them to Oakland, was so cheap that he paid to have goats behind the wall to eat the grass because he didn't want to pay for people to come in and cut the grass.
I thought you were about to say the baseballs that went over the fence.
No,
That would've been even cooler.
He had goats behind the outfield walls to eat grass to keep it whatever.
We've really advanced.
Yes.
In these last century.
Yeah, Oakland A's guys always making fun decisions, shall we? 256-576-977. My cousin Vinny, welcome in to the Blitz, man. How's it going?
Joe, I'm doing great. How are you doing, sir?
I am tired but rolling, man.
Well, congratulations on the new addition to the family.
Thank you so much, sir.
Enjoy. They don't stay little long.
No, but she let her presence known with authority last night, man. I'm telling you, she screamed for hours last night. It was not fun, but we had it under control.
Well, that's what you do, your parents, to get it under control. Anyway, I call for two reasons. One main reason I'll get to after this. Baseball is the only sport, not the only sport. Baseball is a sport, okay, that the all-time home run leader, the all-time hits leader, and the 7-time Cy Young Awards winner are not in the Hall of Fame. So, take that for what it's worth.
All for two of those three, they're for different reasons.
Exactly.
Two of them were kind of the same reason, but one of them is totally different than the other two.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. But anyway, the real reason for my call is my son got me, him and I, tickets to a concert in Nashville next Tuesday.
Okay.
Okay. At Nissan Stadium.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay. I need to know where to park so I can get out of there.
All right. So what there is a place that I always use to look up parking spots. Okay. And it's called spothero.com. Okay. And what it does is you can even look up the event itself, like, concert, Nissan Stadium, put in the name of the band. What band is it? Because if it's Nissan, it's going to be huge.
AC/DC.
Oh my God.
I've never heard of that one before.
Oh, you shut your mouth. Okay. That's going to be absolutely amazing. Okay. Because Metallica was just in Nashville and I had major FOMO on that one. But so what you're going to do is look up Spot Hero. And type in AC/DC and type in, it'll say AC/DC Nissan Stadium. And what it's going to do is it's going to pull up a little bit of a map and you can kind of zoom in around where the parking spots are and you can find a cheap one because there's one that I always used when going up to Nashville, even when I was working there, that for like Titans games and stuff, when I didn't get a pass, that was only like $10 and it's an easy walk. So, those types, I can never remember the name. It may have actually been the library, if I remember correctly, the last time that I went, but that's what you do. Use spothero.com. They will pull up every single spot that you can go to and you can pay for it right there. And you don't have to worry about searching for anything. Yeah. I always did it like a week in advance.
Beautiful. Okay. Well, I'll do it today, but I just want a place where it's not getting in.
No,
I mean, I don't mind walking and all that stuff, but it's getting out, get that, I don't want 4 hours in the parking lot trying to get out. So.
Yeah, no, this will be a parking garage that's just a little bit north of Broadway. And you can either go to the north side of the stadium and go across that bridge, or you can go across the pedestrian bridge and go across Broadway and hit that up, like right there where Bridgestone is. That's where the walkway kind of begins. Both those places it'll be good for you and easy for you to get out.
All right. Okay. But just to rehash, spothero.com.
Spothero.com. Yeah. And you can even if you forget that, just put in Nashville parking and it should be one of the first places that pop up.
All right. Hey, I appreciate you. And again, congratulations on the new edition.
Hey, I appreciate it, sir. Thank you so very much, man. No, absolutely. We do. I'm telling you, if you're ever going to Nashville, use that website.
Seems like a shameless plug, but it's not.
Well, I'm telling you,
you need to look.
Because when you look at the differences in parking across the city, there'll be places that are like $30, $40, $50, and then like one block up, it'll be $10.
Joe, I got some breaking news for you.
What?
I got some breaking news for you.
Is Shoeless Joe already going into the Baseball Hall of Fame?
Oh no, I got so bored over all this baseball talk that I want to talk some football.
Okay, this better be a schedule drop. Because we found out the international games. We have found out that the Titans are going to play the Denver Broncos in Denver week 1.
We now know Travis Hunter's first opponent in the regular season.
Please tell me it's the Browns. Please tell me it's the Browns.
Even worse.
How that would be so funny.
Even worse.
Hunter on the field, Shador not.
We'll take a break. When we get back, we'll tell you more about that.
Screw you.
And Cover 5, baby. It's a Wednesday. Let's go. We'll see you guys on the other side of the Blitz here on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
1 in 3 adults in America have prediabetes, but most don't know it. To let people know it can be reversed before it becomes type 2 diabetes, professional basketball player Julius Randle is doing everything in reverse.
I'm only dunking with reverse windmills. I drove the whole way to practice in reverse. I don't recommend it. This move's called the reverse shuffle. I do recommend it. And it took me months to learn how to speak in reverse, like this. Here's 10 almost for diabetes type 2 with living then has mom my. In other words, my mom has been living with type 2 diabetes for almost 10 years. So together, we want to say to the 84 million Americans at risk, exercise and healthy eating can help reverse prediabetes. Start by taking a simple 1-minute risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Bet he can't say that in reverse.
Looking for your next game day party destination? Well, think outside the box and kick back at Flosa Premier. And you may be thinking, isn't that the trampoline place? Of course it is. But it's also the one-stop spot for all things fun. And if kicking back with the boys to watch the game is your jam, then you're in the right spot. Jump or not, Flo tends to all ages, meaning while you sit back and watch the game, but little Jimmy's having the time of his life perfecting that front flip he most definitely wants to show you. You got this, Jimmy. So next time you think Flo, think fun for everyone.
Specializing in simple and affordable rentals, McCurry Van and Car Rental can make sure you have just the right vehicle for your next family vacation, weekend getaway, or if you just need transportation while your vehicle is being repaired. McCurry carries Ford Transit vans and Mercedes Sprinter vans, trucks and work vans, and more. And they offer discounted rental rates for long-term rentals. Now with 4 locations: Athens, Muscle Shoals, Coleman, and Huntsville. Log on McCurryRentals.com to make your reservation now. That's McCurryRentals.com.
Are you tired of power outages disrupting your life? It's time for a Generac standby generator from Current Electrical. Storms may rage outside, but inside your family's powered up. So why choose Current Electrical for your generator needs? 1, we offer a wide range of models to suit every budgeted energy requirement. 2, our project managers handle every step of the process: power, gas, permitting, and inspections. 3, our certified technicians install your generator with precision, ensuring peace of mind. Don't wait for the next blackout. Call 256-880-1880 or visit us online at jetsuperstore.com.
Ford Motor Company. From America, for America. Hi, folks. Bobby White back again for Woody Anderson Ford with a real quick quiz. Out of all the manufacturers, do you know which auto company employs the most hourly workers in America? Ford. Do you know which company assembles the most vehicles in this country? Ford. That's not just a coincidence. It's a commitment. A 120-year-old commitment to build in America for America. And during this unprecedented moment in automotive history, you stand to benefit big time. Woody Anderson Ford is now offering employee pricing. You pay what we pay. We've got over 190 F-150s for you to choose from with generous finance rates and the best deals of the year on America's best-selling truck for 48 years in a row. Employee pricing can save you thousands off MSRP, and with over 600 Fords for you to choose from, there's a good chance you'll find just exactly what you're looking for. This offer ends May 31st, so hurry in. Woody Anderson Ford.
Rocket City, for air that's cool and clean, contact Sensa Green Heating, Cooling, and Insulation. Get HVAC smart with Professor Green and the expert team at sensagreen.com. Now offering up to $1,500 off any new Bryant system. Whatever it takes, Sensa Green has Huntsville covered. Remember, folks, with innovative, sensible green solutions, contact Sensa Green Heating, Cooling, and Insulation.
For the Bourbons and the Cadillacs, with the 10 and the 12 over here in the back. This is for the players of the Pimps and Max, with the Benz and the paper stacks. This is for the Bourbons and the
Got a lot of NFL news.
256 576 977.
So I was waiting for you to say something, but you were jamming.
I was jamming, man. I'm telling you, this is that song I listen to chill, bro. I will if I need, like, my son this morning was so incredibly he woke up late. We all woke up late. I told you just a little while ago, my daughter had us up last night from like 1 o'clock all the way until like 5 a.m. So I'm going on like 45 minutes sleep today. And so we tried to let him sleep a little bit more, but he's ADHD like I am. He's in a routine. We knocked him off of his routine. So he was fired up going into school today. So that song that I played, that one that with the screaming, that was actually for him, because I was like, dude, this is what I listen to when I'm angry.
Gotcha.
This is what I listen to. And so it helped him out. And so that's what I listened to help him calm down. But for me, it's that song.
Okay.
That's it.
Well, you know what I listened to and watched today or yet last year on the 15th of this exact same month. It's the schedule release videos. And Joe, we talked about it prior to this segment. And we know now who Travis Hunter is going to get to face off against at his first regular season football game. And you suggested the Browns. That's pretty funny, Joe.
Well, no,
funny.
I say it because the NFL is about storylines.
Oh, don't worry, it's a better storyline.
And that's what look. Well, you've got Cam Ward going up against Bo Nix in the first game for the Titans and the Broncos.
Pretty fun
in Denver. Like, okay,
get ready for this. The Jaguars will face off at home against Bryce Young's Carolina Panthers. Talk about an interesting storyline right there. Bryce Young still has yet to find his footing. I think this year might be a breakaway.
That literally was like a firecracker that just went off in a fireworks.
I can't believe it's already been 2 years this kid's been in the NFL. No. I don't think it's a firecracker. I think it is going to be fun to see Bryce Young against one of the hottest names now in football. I mean, a lot of people, you think about the number one pick in the NFL draft, a lot of people aren't even thinking Cam Ward. They're thinking Travis Hunter because they're more excited for this cornerback / wide receiver.
I mean, look, if you ask ESPN, I don't even know Cam Ward got drafted. Because I think Shedeur Sanders is like wall-to-wall coverage whenever they talk about the NFL. I think it's like Tom always jokes about saying, it's our obligation. We always have to ask one football question. I think it's their obligation that at any point in time a show is on ESPN, they have to mention Shedeur Sanders.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they have to.
Travis Hunter got picked first. Shedeur Sanders got picked second through 32.
Yeah, it is every bit of that is what it looks to be. Like, it is. Cam Ward doesn't even exist to this. And I get it. Like, even for me, I'm trying to sit and go, you know what? Should I say that the Titans and the Broncos week 1 in Denver is going to be a massive game? I think people are going to watch it just because it's Cam Ward. If he is the starter, which I continue to say, if he is the starter, I'm going to assume he is going to be.
Yeah, let's be real.
But if he is the starter, his first game is going to be against Bo Nix, who had a tremendous first year himself. Okay, do I say that's going to be a sexy game? You've got Eagles versus Cowboys that we know is taking place. We don't know all of the week 1 games, but we do know a few of them as they're starting to kind of leak out. We know all the international games that are happening. So telling me, I thought you were seriously going to say like the Jags were going up and they were going to be playing the Bears. I thought you were going to say that the Jags were going to be Oakland, or not Oakland, but Las Vegas and playing the Raiders. Like, I thought maybe they were going to go to New York and they were playing the Giants. Like, I thought you were going to say something like that. Then you say Carolina, and I'm thinking, oh my heavens, that wouldn't even. I think seriously, out of the 16 games that are going to happen on that first weekend, that may be game number 16.
Wow.
It seriously.
I mean,
may
it
be.
seems like two teams you wouldn't watch. You wouldn't dare
No,
watch last
I have no
year.
reason
But,
to.
Joe, this is a different year we're looking at. We're looking at a revamped offense for the Panthers. We're looking at a team in the Jacksonville Jaguars who have Travis Hunter, I guess. I mean, they had the talent
Trevor
last year.
Lawrence.
They just no. I don't care if they got Tank Bigsley. I don't care if they got. I don't care if they have ETN. I don't care if they have any of those guys. They weren't able to show it last year that this was a competitive team. They sucked, and I'm going to keep thinking that they suck. Even with these talented big names, I'm going to keep thinking it until it's said and done. We got Brandon on the phone lines with us. He wants to talk a little bit of these scheduling changes, and then we're going to get into the cover five. So
We do, yes.
Brandon, how you doing, man?
Man, the Cowboys got beat twice last year, a total of 75-13 in 2 games, and they're going to open up with that butt whooping.
They get the Eagles first. Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's Cowboys Eagles night 1.
Golly.
Yeah, that is your Super Bowl team Thursday night football game.
I mean, right now Hackleberg's up on Spring Garden 13-4.
I honestly didn't expect you to call. I really didn't, because I thought you were going to be solely focused on that. I didn't expect you to call today.
I'm going to be real with you.
Well, you can't neglect the things you love.
And I appreciate that. So you're neglecting something you love for something you love. I appreciate that, man. I do.
If you love it, it'll come back to you. So
I can have divided attention. It's like when you pretend to pay attention to your wife and you say yeah and you pick stuff out.
Next thing you know, you're in Hobby Lobby for 4 hours.
No!
Yep.
No.
Yep.
Hobby Lobby for 4 hours.
Yep. Yeah.
Well, I feel like the ballroom blitz, but we're just on the wrong side of it. So we got to regroup, go to low bracket, and then try to come back. We're down, but it ain't over.
Okay, so help me out with this for softball. This isn't a like best of 3 series or anything like that. This is another tournament.
Double elimination.
Okay, double elimination tournament. Okay. I was curious. I didn't know how that worked.
You can win your way through the losers bracket back into it.
Okay, so their season's not over if they lose today or anything like that. It's not like baseball where it's a best of 3 series, semifinal, best of 3 series championship.
No, we did that last night with Pepperell. They played Jeff Davis, and we played them last night. And we were supposed to have to go to Georgia Southern, which is in Statesboro, which is like a 5-hour ride for us. But they have now moved the game, and the state championship game will be played right here at the Rome Brave Stadium in Rome, which is a 15-minute ride.
That's pretty awesome.
Oh, son, the campers are coming out. Pigs are going to be cooked. There's no telling what all is going to happen, but it is on now. See, Gordon Lee's in Chickamauga, Georgia, and if they can pull off the win, then it won't be far for them. But Pepperell was so much higher ranked than Vidalia that it got moved to up here because they got other teams in other classifications that are closer to Statesboro, and it was going to put undue hardship on them to have to drive up here. That's how it's supposed to work.
Gotcha.
Well, Brandon,
set these places up and flex them. But I wanted to say to you guys, as far as the NFL schedule sets up, at what point can the Eagles just continue to pummel the Cowboys before we stop saying this is a rivalry?
I think it'll always be competitive.
As long as it's in division, it'll always be a rivalry.
Yeah. And if you got Dak Prescott as well, I mean, this is just if these
So
jerseys
coming in,
stay
the
same.
Cowboys are coming in handicapped. Okay, they have Dak as their quarterback.
But if these uniforms, if these uniforms stay the same, all of that stuff, it is going to stay a rivalry. I mean, you got Matthew McConaughey on one side, you got Bradley Cooper on the other side. I mean, this right here, it's a spicy rivalry, regardless of whether these teams are good or not. And right now, all the Eagles are the hot team, and the Cowboys are looking to take some of that magic.
Well, I don't know if they have Piggly Wiggly's in Dallas, but that's one of the few places you can still get paper bags. So if any of those Dallas fans need to know where to get paper bags at, you can get them at Foodland and you can get them at Piggly Wiggly.
Oh yeah,
Roll Tide.
Nowhere to find some of those bags. Honestly.
Also happening right now is the Regions tradition that is going on, and it is
Was that golf?
It is golf, but the reason I bring it up is because today is the Pro-Am.
Mm-hmm.
And so with this Pro-Am, you have massive names that are playing in this. Like you have like SEC commissioners, you have ACC commissioner, you have celebrities. Charles Barkley plays in this. You have it's a massive deal down in Birmingham. But part of it as well is it gives you the media opportunity to talk to some of these guys before they go off on this. You'll have Kirby Smart will probably be there. Dabo will probably play this. Like you have a lot of names.
Hugh Freeze.
Hugh Freeze may play in it. But I mean, again, he's also got to be down at Auburn to make sure that Jackson Arnold and the wide receivers have good chemistry. So he may not be able to make this.
Understandable. Yeah.
You know, no, absolutely. And trust me, if he did, he might be a target. And so it's one of those that you have a lot of time to kind of get to talk to.
Hugh Freeze, you missed the hole. That wasn't what I was going for.
Hey,
who's that kid on the ground?
Hey, you just did like your quarterback last year. You just overthrew that hole right there. That way over there.
I hit the target. Damn it.
Yeah,
that damn kid's been giving me a headache all season long.
But Nick Saban just talked with the media a few moments ago, and they asked him about this special commission that apparently he is going to be a part of for the president.
Which apparently is just like being approved by the NCAA as well. I mean, they're just like, yeah, I guess if Donald J. Trump approves, then yeah, they can definitely do this.
Oh, it gets better. Listen to how when he's asked about it. Listen to what he says at the very beginning.
Nick, this commission on college athletics has been talked about. What would that process look like?
You know, I don't really. To be honest with you, I don't really know much about this commission. I don't really know what this commission would do.
I don't know anything about it.
You know, I think we know what needs to be done. I just think we've got to figure out who's got the will to do it. And, you know, I learned one thing about coaching for all these years that, you know, when you get into a subject like this, it's very complex. It's probably good not to talk about it off the cuff. So, you know, I'll find out more about it. If there's something that I can do to, you know, help college football be better, I'm always going to be committed to do that. I was committed to do that as a coach to help players be more successful in life, and I would continue to do the same thing now.
You know, in all my years of being a coach, I've learned to say 17 sentences and say nothing at all.
Basically, there was only one part of that actually was him making a statement, and it was, look, we know what needs to happen. It's just up to who wants to make the decision. That was it. That was the only part of that entire thing that you went, oh, there's the statement right there.
Yeah.
Everything else was just coach speak and filler.
Exactly.
That one part where he says, and let me see if I can click on it right there at the right spot.
Even that's kind of going against what he said, where he was just like, yeah, I don't really know what's going on with this whole thing.
Well, but let's see.
You know, I think we know what needs to be done. I just think we've got to figure out who's got the will to do it.
Yeah, that part right there.
Yeah, I see.
That part is he's like, I don't know much about this committee, because what he's saying is, and this is him being smart about it, he's going into it cautiously.
Exactly.
Because he doesn't want to say, look, we're about to sit here and we're about to change everything, because then you get into it and nothing gets changed. And you go, well, I thought you said things were going to change. And he says, well, then we get into the judicial system and the way that all this works, and he gets a lot of hurdles. So what he says is, I don't know what role this commission is going to play in it, but if I have the opportunity, then I'm going to take my shot. Then he turns around and says, we all know what needs to change.
Here's the thing. You don't want to answer that with the right answer, the answer that the people want to hear, because that's going to spur more questions. And while this guy is trying to enjoy a day of golf, he's getting bombarded with questions about something that he's already worrying about in the background and doesn't have to worry about it if he doesn't answer their questions clearly. So I understand where he's coming from. This is what a coach is supposed to do. He's continuing on his legacy of keeping us in the dark, and that's totally fine as long as something is truly getting figured out in the background.
And that's what, and his whole focus is, we know what needs to change. Whenever we decide to all get on the same page and we want to make this better, then we can absolutely do it.
Yeah.
But it's all on who wants to take the first shot.
No doubt.
Who wants to be patient zero on this.
Mhm.
That is exactly what he is trying to say.
Well-
So that's happening at the Regions Tradition today. The Pro-Am going on down in Birmingham.
Yeah, well, we've jumped around all over the place during this segment. I think we should take an early segment, Joe. I'm just going to throw that out there. We should take an early segment.
I mean, an early break?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then get into an early final segment.
Okay.
When we come back.
Okay.
And dive into the cover 5, as well as your phone calls, 256-576-97.7 to close out this Wednesday edition of The Blitz here on 97.7 ESPN The Zone and WZZN TV.
The state's largest orthopedic group is growing to meet the needs of the patients in our community. The Orthopedic Center has long been the most trusted name in orthopedics in North Alabama. So as our area continues on the fast track, so does the need for premier orthopedic care anywhere and anytime you need it. TOC is proud to announce the opening of our new locations in Albertville and Hampton Cove, along with the grand opening of our newest office in Decatur. These clinics will offer the same high-quality orthopedic care you have come to associate with TOC, with the convenience of being closer to home. As a patient, your time is your most precious asset, and we recognize that at TOC. That's why we are also proud to announce the opening of our urgent ortho clinics to handle those bumps and bruises that need prompt attention. These clinics are available to care for acute orthopedic injuries with no appointment necessary. With 38 physicians, 20 centers of excellence, and now more than a dozen locations to serve you, TOC will continue to be the name you turn to for the best orthopedic care at the right time. Visit our website at visittoc.com for more information. TOC, helping you live a better life.
I'm here with Stan McDonald of Jacob Title. Stan, I've heard that every real estate closing at Jacob Title is a very big deal. Why is that?
Wes, I'm reminded of a very impactful statement that I heard from Coach Gene Stallings years ago when he talked about big games and little games. He said he didn't like that comparison. He says, because try losing one of those little games. And if you ever do, it ends up being the biggest game all year long. Well, it's the same thing with real estate closings. Every game, every closing is a very big deal at Jacob Title. Because when it's your closing and your contract on the line, it's a very big deal. And we understand that at Jacob Title.
So it sounds like whether your client is a first-time residential buyer or a multi-million-dollar investor, they can expect your A game.
That's exactly right. As a matter of fact, when you bring your real estate closing to us at Jacob Title, we understand it's all about trust and confidence. And when Stan McDonald tells you that a chicken dips snuff, you can look under his wing for the box.
And like Beebs likes to say, there's no doubt about it.
There's power in caring when it is put into action. Each year, our bankers serve on nonprofit boards, support our local educators, and volunteer with our hometown food bank. I'm Bobby Humphrey, Vice President of Business Development for Bryan Bank, and community service is just not a line item in our mission statement. It's who we are. Because after all, Alabama is our home too. That kind of commitment to community might not be what you would expect from a bank, but it's exactly what you can expect from us. Give us a call or stop by one of our 2 offices in the Huntsville area and experience unbeatable service and legendary results.
Bryan Bank Equal Housing Lender, NMLS ID 2428943, member FDIC.
I'm here with Thomas from Talent Heating and Air. With the temperatures going up and temperatures going down right now, now is a good time to get your heating and air system looked at. Thomas, when somebody calls, you guys answer.
That's right. The phones are staffed by us. They're manned 24/7. We're ready to come out and take care of you that day.
How do they give you guys a call?
You give us a call at 256-503-4490.
And you can find you guys on the World Wide Web at
talenthvac.com.
And now is a good time to do this because you guys are offering a special deal.
That's right. We're doing $49 tune-ups this spring. We're also doing free second opinions. We offer that year-round. Somebody comes out, they say you got a bad compressor, leaking refrigerant. Give us a call, see if we can save you some money.
Thomas from Talent Heating and Air. Thomas, one more time, that phone number.
256-503-4490. AL certain number 21014.
The Braves roll into the 2025 season with a singular focus. Bring home the division title and remind the league what Atlanta is all about.
Swung on, driven to left center field and deep. That baby's out of here. Austin Riley. 3-0 to Olsen, and he powers one. Deep right center field to the wall. It's going to fly. It's a home run. Back-to-back homers.
97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Are you tired of power outages disrupting your life? It's time for a Generac standby generator from Current Electrical. Storms may rage outside, but inside your family's powered up. So why choose Current Electrical for your generator needs? 1, we offer a wide range of models to suit every budgeted energy requirement. 2, our project managers handle every step of the process: power, gas, permitting, and inspections. 3, our certified technicians install your generator with precision, ensuring peace of mind. Don't wait for the next blackout. Call 256-880-1880 or visit us online at jetsuperstore.com.
Hey there, Bob Baumhauer again. Baumhauer's Victory Grill is extremely proud to have recently received numerous awards, including being voted best wings in the state of Alabama. Other awards received include Best All-Around Restaurant, Best American Restaurant, #1 Sports Bar, Best Chef, Best Wings, and Best Dining Experience. Thank you for 43 legendary years, and we look forward to providing you an award-winning dining experience at every visit. Baumhauer's Victory Grill. Legendary fun, legendary food.
Want to save some money?
I can take money and I can make it into more money.
Just check out our zone deals online at 977ESPN.com. We are 977 ESPN The Zone.
Final segment, best segment. 97.7 ESPN The Zone coming up in just a few minutes over on our sister station, Talk Radio WZZN. The Trash Pandas are getting ready to take on the Pensacola Blue Wahoos in Game 2 of their series. First pitch is going to be at 11:05, so you can hear Josh Carey over on the call there.
Yeah, we already got Jeff in the studio right now getting prepped for all that stuff and more over on Talk Radio WZZN. You can also download the apps on Apple and Android devices.
Yeah, Trash Panda's kind of on the struggle bus right now. They have lost 6 of their last 7 games.
Oh.
So they lost last night to Pensacola 3-2. First pitch today is going to be at 11:05 here in just a little bit. But you mentioned the cover 5.
Yes, I did. I did do that. Yeah, I meant cover 5. I've been actually I mentioned that 30 minutes ago.
Yeah, you did. So we're going to get to it now. So it is going to be the opportunity for you to call in 256-576-977. It does not have to be a sports question. Sometimes I tailor it that way based on how much time we have.
Or what's going on in the world.
Or what's going on in the world. So we're going to start with a sports question, and we're going to go from there.
Okay.
First one is, we talked about it just a little while ago because Steve was joking on you about not being a Cavs fan.
Yes.
Yes. Today is the 36-year anniversary of the shot from Michael Jordan over Craig Elo. I'm not asking you about the first time, but when was the last game-winning shot that you saw that caused you to actually jump out of your seat and celebrate?
Oh. You think that I'm like an exaggerator. You think that I actually jump out of my seat?
Dude, there are sometimes you cannot help it.
Actually, I think they're like 2 years. No, it was a lot longer than 2 years ago. So like 4 or 5 years ago, Huntsville Havoc facing off against some random team. I forgot what team it was. All right. It goes to a shootout. Okay. And it was, I believe it was either number 4 or number 2 that was riding with it. All right. This could have been somebody that we've talked to plenty of times.
You go back and you go, oh my heavens.
I know. That's what I'm thinking. It was a low number, and it was like a shootout that lasted probably 5 or 6 rounds. And then it finally gets through. Havoc win. And this is the first and only Havoc game I went to that season. And I was just like, this is why we show up. This is why we attend these games. And I jumped out of my seat with the rest. My buddy to the right, who I'd never hung out with before. And then my
buddy that I have never hung out with before.
Well, so it was like, it was my ex-girlfriend and her brother and his girlfriend. So I was
double date.
I was hanging with some strangers here now, looking into
how do I act with these people? Do they know?
They all know that I warm up to the other people, and they warm up to me very easily because I'm just like everybody's bro. I'm everybody's father. And then we jumped up, had a really good time. But that was I think that was the only time I've ever jumped out of my seat and was just like, whoa! And that was because I was actually at the game too. It's hard to kind of get up.
And I was actually just talking basketball. This is the one time I was actually just talking basketball. Because by your standards on that one, then mine would have been the game winner from Yannick in game 1 of the SPHL playoffs.
You were never sitting down. You
I
were always
was-
standing up.
Okay, you're right. I wasn't actually sitting down at that point in time, but I had to actually hold myself back from jumping on the ice because there were very few people in that arena that actually could have jumped on the ice and nobody would have said anything. And I was one of them. And I genuinely thought about it. And if we would have made it even further and I would have been jumping on, I told Moulton and I told him all season I was going to be in a dog pile. If there's a dog pile, just leave my mic on, man. I'm going in and we're going uncensored for a few seconds. But that's what he wasn't even talking about, because the last time I can actually remember, and this is off the top of my head whenever I thought about the question itself, was 2009. It was the Eastern Conference Finals, and it was LeBron making, like, I want to say a bank shot over the Orlando Magic to win game 2 for the Cavs. That was probably the last time that I genuinely remember in basketball jumping out of my seat because of a game winner. That it wasn't just okay, that's pretty sweet. Like, oh my, I can't believe that happened. I mean, genuinely sitting down and I jump up like, I cannot believe I just saw that.
All right, maybe I'll say this one because I do remember jumping out of my seat as well. Alabama versus Auburn this past season. Basketball, Mark Sears just pops it in. Little nice soft pass, soft toss, and it makes it in, and they win against number 1 Auburn. That right there was the last time I've jumped out of my seat. And then there's the time that I jumped out of my seat in disgruntlement when Alabama was playing Tennessee. I was right next to an Alabama fan, also a listener from up in Winchester, and we were next to a bunch of Tennessee fans, and I was just like, oh yeah, I'm feeling that competition. I'm feeling that I'm gonna throw a punch at the end of this game.
It wasn't even a bank shot. I'm watching it again. There was 1 second left on the clock.
Perfect toss.
It was 1 second left on the clock. Inbounds pass to LeBron. He catches it at the top of the key and he drains it.
Oh, you're talking about LeBron.
No, I'm still talking about LeBron. I'm not even caring about your Alabama stuff.
Wow.
And so,
Come
I'm
on.
rewatching it again right now. And I mean, that was beautiful. I mean, I almost jumped out of my seat just now talking about it. So you were talking about how you're everybody's father.
No, but Tom might be.
No, well, that's not probably wrong on that. There's another movie about somebody else finding out that somebody was their father.
Star Wars.
Today is George Lucas's 81st birthday. Like the way I spun that, huh?
I like the way that I actually spun that.
Yeah, you didn't know I was going to say that, but you said that just a second ago. What is your favorite Star Wars movie and or series?
Oh, bro.
No.
You know exactly where I'm going.
I mean,
with
you've
this.
got so many options. You have the first trilogy, the second trilogy, the third trilogy. You've got Mandalorian. You have Andor that's going on right now. You have so many options. You could even go with the cartoons that were going on.
There's one option right now. Oh, there's two. There's a 1A and a 1B. All right. Revenge of the Sith, by far my favorite movie. It might be top 3 movie of all time, in my opinion. And then the Clone Wars. Those are my 2 favorite Star Wars thingies.
Star Wars thingies.
Yeah, I like the Clone Wars cartoon.
Okay, I was about to say, because I was like, are you talking about Attack of the Clones?
Yeah.
Are you talking? So you are going second trilogy.
Yes, but I'm not like dissing the original trilogy, because the original trilogy has its own feeling to it. It has its own mustard. Whereas the newer movies from 2000 to 2005, those ones were like what I was really born on.
Well, I mean, absolutely. I think also for the reason why I personally wouldn't pick one of the first 3, not because they're not amazing, not because the stories aren't great, not because of it, is because before I was able to actually watch them, I'd already heard so many stories about them that the biggest twists and turns of the movie wasn't a twist and turn of the movie for me. Because
sucks.
you know what I'm saying?
That sucks, because the first time I experienced Star Wars,
yes,
it was like the first time I felt every type of emotion.
Okay, so like think about it. Okay, well, like when was it Return of the Jedi whenever Luke finally finds out that Darth Vader is his father? I believe is what it was.
So.
Okay, so that's 1983. All right. So now I'm looking at this, and there's one of the biggest movies that I can ever think of when it comes to this would be something like Sixth Sense, which came out in 1999, exact same year that the Star Wars Episode 1 came out. Okay, imagine you are still have never seen Sixth Sense, but you have always been told growing up what is the major twist of the movie.
I've actually never watched Sixth Sense.
Oh my God.
And I don't know the twist.
Oh my heavens. I'm glad. I seriously was about to say it. I'm like, guys, it's been 26 years. I can say the twist.
Wait, Bruce Willis?
Yeah, I can tell you what the twist is.
I've heard it in a Lonely Island song.
Okay. So see what I'm saying? Okay. So you've heard it in a Lonely Island song. So if you were to watch The Sixth Sense right now, you wouldn't get the same shock as what we did when we watched it for the first time in 99.
I might forget. My brain, like it's like a computer that's got too much, RAM. It just kind of forgets some of the other stuff.
But see, this is also the reason I never watch movie trailers. Like I never watch them. If it's a movie that I know that I am going to see, never watch them. Like Thunderbolts. Did not watch a single trailer for it. I just need to know what day is it coming out. I know I'm going to go watch
it. I kind of turn my brain off when I'm watching a trailer. I watch it, enjoy it for the time that I'm watching it, and then I just forgot all of that.
See, what I do is I will watch the movie first, and then I just do these massive deep dives. Like I was up until, obviously, again, daughter's keeping us up. I'm up until like 2 a.m. IMDbing everything about Thunderbolts, and then the next day I actually see a commercial about it. And again, think about that. That movie's only been out for 2 weeks now. People know exactly why the ending is kind of happening because of the way the marketing strategy is going right now.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's part of the marketing strategy. So imagine now it's somebody in 1995 watching Star Wars for the first time, yet they've been told their entire life what the big twist is at the very end of the series. You're like, oh, well, I mean, that's not that surprising. Yes, it was at the time. In 1983, it had a massive gasp, just like Captain America picking up the hammer.
Probably shouldn't have just breathed in all of this mic cover stuff. Either way, we'll be back tomorrow. I'll be in Atlanta.
I won't be.
Eagle Masonry and Insulation. And maybe you know that Eagle also does landscaping and dirt work. But how about after paint work? Shower doors, shelving, and mirrors, all taken care of by Eagle. The same Eagle that takes care of all your masonry.